Now, before we start the ArcGIS part of the project, I want you to confirm that your benchmark data looks, if you preview it, it looks like this. And if you're looking at the data itself, make sure it says northing, easting, and has, I'm expand this, a Z elevation. That's what it should look like in your XLS file. Make sure you type in correctly. You don't have any spaces or anything like that, because if you don't, you'll actually lose part of your data when it goes to convert into a shape file. So when you look at the preview, the shape should, or the point should look something like this. Now, I went ahead and I'm going to start my map. Open that up. While it's opening, I'm going to go to a blank map. Okay, so I'm going to go to my templates and just open up a blank map. Next, I want to go ahead and set up the coordinate system. So I'm going to go to my layers, properties, projected coordinate system, state plane, NAD 1983 Harn, not state system, state plane. NAD 1983 Harn US feet, and we're going to go to Florida East. Okay. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at our catalog. If your catalog isn't already expanded, you can click on that button. And then I'm going to go to my database. And I'm going to take my benchmarks. I'm going to drag them over. And I am going to take my Valencia. Yours might be called Parcel Project. I ended up calling mine Valencia Parcel because of naming issues. Okay? So the next thing that I want to do is you can come over, it doesn't matter right now, I've got them stacked like this, so that's fine. Next thing we want to do is we want to change the symbology for the benchmark data. So we're going to go to Properties, go to Symbology, we'll go to Categories, and we're looking at the benchmarks, and we're going to add the values. We're going to uncheck that, and we are going to leave them as, you can change the styles if you want, it's up to you, and then click Apply and OK. There's that. We could also, in the properties, look at our labels. So we're going to go to our labels. Check the labels, make sure it says benchmark. You can adjust the height if you wish and click OK. Alright, so this is what it looks like. We can add our base map. Make sure that, oops, not layer, add a base map. And go to Imagery and add that. We can change the color of it, and that's what this is saying. So I'm going to go back to Properties, and I can change the it thinks. I can go into the symbology or symbol of it, of the labels. I can go to Edit Symbols. I'm going to put a halo around it, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to go to Mask. I'll do a halo. Okay, and then I'm going to change it. And I said, go to light blue. Apply, and okay. Ooh, my halo's too much. So maybe I won't do a halo. So I'll change that. Actually, I'll just change it. And It's creative. It's what you want it to make it look nice. I'm going to actually just change the color of the text and make it go back to black. Just change that here, and I'm going to go back to basic black. And okay. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and come up here and turn my editor on, because we want to create a parcel from our benchmark points. Okay, and we will want to also turn our snapping on. So we'll put this underneath here, get it out of the way. Alright, so now we've got these two toolbars. So underneath the editor, we can go Start Editing. And what pops up is these two boxes. So we'll just click OK. Mine says continue, but all I have is the option of OK. Make sure your snapping is, use our snapping tool. And over here, we are going to create a feature right here. So it pops up this box. Depending on how it's set up at school, maybe this box already popped up like mine did, maybe not. Now, we are going to click on the parcel that, I should have had I'm going to stop editing for a minute. I'm going to start editing, and I'm going to click on the benchmarks and go OK, because I want the benchmarks to come up, not the parcel data. And then we've got that, and we will, alright, I'm going to stop editing right now. I actually need the Valencia parcels to be the editing. So I'm going to click Start Editing again, and the reason it doesn't have continue is because I actually have two different databases going. So I'm going to click on the parcel project and click OK. So now when I do that and I click on the create feature, if I double click on the parcel project, this template dialog box will pop up, and you'll just click OK. Now in this it says I want to make sure my snapping tools are on. I'm going to pull this over so I have a little bit more room. I'm going to pull this over. And I'm just going to refresh this. Oops, I don't want that one. I want this one. Sorry about that. Now, so now I'm going to click on Polygon underneath the construction tools. So with that, if I snap, see how it pops to it? So I'm going to now select the benchmark, make sure I'm reading this correctly so we're all on the same page. So I'm going to start at the northeast. It shouldn't really matter where, oops. Let me get to the northeast. Pick here, 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 here. And then I'm going to double click there to close it. Okay? So yours will look something similar to this. It might not be the same color. That's okay. And now I have the database over here, the project parcels. Now I'm going to go ahead and click and save edits. When you do that, on page 17, I actually need to say stop editing, so it'll be done. So when I look at it and I open the attributes, there's one polygon and it has a shape. it has a size. Okay, so let me get back over here. So now we're going to want to add a field to our data. So come down here and click on, so all I did was right-clicked on my parcel and opened up the tables. Click here, and I'm going to add a field. And I'm going to type in owner. Let me push this down. And it is going to be text. And I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to add another field. And it's going to be area underscore acres. It's going to be a double. And I'm going to click OK. Let me pull this out a little bit. I'm just going to shrink this down while I'm working with it. Now the next thing is underneath the area, I'm going to calculate geometry. It's going to give me a warning, and I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And I want to change this one. Notice it's using the state plane coordinates. I want to change this one to acres. Click OK. Giving me a calculation, and I say yes. So I've got my area. Now we want to edit the owner information. So we're going to come up here to editor and go start editing. And the next thing we're going to do is, since we've already got a table open, so we're working on our project parcels, I'm going to click on the editor, and I'm going to change that to Valencia College. I should have added another field, so I'm going to go ahead and save edits and stop editing. I forgot to add the address, so I stopped my editor, stopped editing, so I come back over here and I'm going to add a field, and I'm going to say address, and it is going to be text, and then go OK. Now I have to notice that I can't adjust, I can't double click and type in anything, so I have to start the editor, and I'm working on the parcel data, and I can now come in here and double click and say 1800 South Kirkman Road. Make sure that's what I wanted in there. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and you can also slide these around however you wish, just by gripping. I'm going to go ahead and save edits and stop editing. Oops, I misspelled college. So let me go back and start editing again. I'm working on my parcels. And put the other L in college. Save edits, stop editing. Okay. Now the next page is, I want to go ahead and close out of this. And I'm going to work on the attributes. And I'm going to go to the symbology. I'll go to categories. I'll change this to acreage, add values. I'm going to uncheck this. Now I can change the display so the boundary might be something different that I wanted to do. I haven't decided yet what I want that to look like. Now I can go apply, and the labels, show my labeling. I can change this to an expression. And when I do that, coming down here, I want to write stashed text. So what I can do is I'll let me highlight and get rid of all that. I'll double click the address and I'll write an ampersand sign. That's the and sign. And it's VBCRLF ampersand sign. Oops. Ampersand sign. Area and acres. And an AC. So I'm going to put a space between those. Okay. Then I'm going to click OK. Oops. And click OK. Apply. And OK. And now it puts my address and my area in there. Now, let me go back to that for a second. So, properties, because it left off my acre sign. Running a little slow today, so I'll go back to my expression. And I need to put in, sorry, I forgot my quotes. Quotes, double quotes. Okay, apply, and okay. And there's my acres. Now, the other thing that I can do in here is I may want to put a space in between there. Back to my expression, put a space. Okay, okay. So it gives a little bit of space between it. All right, the next part of the exercise has me bringing in a title block. And it also has me changing this to a hollow. So there's my hollow with a thick, I'm going to put this as maybe 3. I'm going to change that, excuse me, to a yellow. And then okay. Alright. The next part of the video has me bringing in my title block sheet. So I'm going to stop this video here, and the next video will be about bringing the title block in.